Hi, this is Lucy and welcome to a quick Fallout 76 Building 101 episode. Hopefully quick. A while ago I did a tutorial on how to build a kitchen using terminals, and in my latest house, the house on Golden Hill, I did another terminal kitchen and I used a slightly different method. I have done a replica. I will show you now. So this is a house that I am in the middle of plotting out, so I thought I would build this here, save me having to scrap a camp. What I've actually done is I have merged two terminals at the base like this. So you have, the previous one was done using merging a red terminal with a red counter, but there are no black counters. You could use the bookshelves if you wanted to do it that way, the brown wooden ones. But this is the new kitchen, and I think this method is slightly easier. I have used lights. These are the enclave lights for door handles. I have put little full stops, dashes from the pink light set on here. If you have a big camp and you don't have a lot of budget, you only have 50 lights, I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I just did it for a fact. And if you're putting this in a small house, you might be able to get away with it. So I will show you how I did it. So you will notice that I have taken all the walls off around it, apart from this one. And I have put this pattern on the floor. I use this pattern because it helps me line things up. Now, I'm going to keep these walls up here for reasons, but I am going to flamer trap them. By putting this flamer trap on a stash box. And the reason I'm doing this is because this is the second version of this video, because I just did this video and everything that could possibly go wrong did go wrong. So let's just leave it at that. We are going to start with one of these terminals. This is, as you know, one of my tall kitchen cabinets. And I am going to line it up so that, let's change that in, it's just overlapping the edge of this one. Now we need a bit of space at the back, slightly more. This is why I couldn't get the wall on. Back on a minute ago. Right. Then what we're going to do is we are going to take this small one. We are going to select it, and if you're on Xbox, you can see down below it says X toggle snapping. We've now got it off, because you cannot place these on top with the snapping on. It will just snap to the side. So we're going to place the small one on the top like this. That actually looks pretty good. But you cannot snap. Right, first of all, turn snapping back on. And as you can see, they've got super strong snap. You cannot place one of these up here without something underneath it. But the thing, of course, that is the perfect height is one of these. And then we can get this again and just snap these along. You can go all the way along if you want, and then remove the ones underneath and these will stay floating. We are now going to do a row along the front. Like so. This one will be big, but for now we're going to leave that one off, and you will see why in a minute. Now obviously I had a cooker in here, and if you try and line up your cooker, you will see it is actually too low. So we are going to stick this on one of these stash boxes. You don't have to use this stash box, you could use something else. Now the one thing I will warn you about this, actually you can see that it is not straight at all, is that it is quite difficult to get this straight. And we need it straight so that the final result is straight. Now it does look a little bit high, and what I've worked out is 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 merges down seems to be about right. Now you can sometimes merge objects into these terminals, but I have not been able to merge the cooker in, so this is the way I did it. Now we want this quite far back so that the pipes stick out, and again you may find that it doesn't go back. It goes back. You need to push it back further than you think. I'm going to temporarily do that so that I can see that pretty much looks good. And then I'm going to flamer trap this wall again. Now you can just use a single wall. I'm just using 2 half walls because I wanted the tile on the bottom. Now obviously some of these have been flamer trapped, and that is fine because we're going to be doing that anyway. So I'm going to move that out the way. What I want to actually flamer trap is this box underneath. And I'm going to do that. I'm quite lucky here. I've got high foundations at the back. If you have really low foundations and you can't get your flamer trap low enough, you can actually put it on a rug and merge it down to lower the flamer trap through the ground, thereby lowering the nozzles. I actually showed how to do that in my UFO video if you want a demonstration. So we still need to flamer trap that one. Well, actually what we do need to do is replace the missing ones as well. That one we're leaving for now because it will be a tool one. And we just need to flamer trap this front row. Like this. Now, I'm going to place one of these down. We are going to turn snapping off again. And we are actually going to manually line one of these up the wrong way round, so it's facing the opposite direction. Now, this can be a bit of a pain. We're now going to turn snapping back on. Now, if you have a problem getting these on, which I have had, come here, they can be really tricky. It's actually working today, but I have had a situation where they didn't want to go on. I've had two situations. One, I just had to readjust it slightly. It wants to come in further. If you get it much closer to the edge, for some reason they don't seem to like snapping on. And also, so the overlap isn't as big. I mean, ideally you would like as small an overlap as possible, but if you have a really small one, they don't seem to want to go on, which is kind of counterintuitive, but that's been my experience. The other situation I had recently, the game was being really glitchy and I just couldn't get it to work. I relogged and everything worked, so that was just the game being a pain. This one is a spare, and we are going to turn that into a vertical like this. Now obviously we want to repair the box that the cooker is standing on, which we can't do because it's covered. So I'm going to go to my camp widget and repair all. And the cooker is in. I'm going to add tiles to the back here. And wallpaper on the top. I mean, obviously, like in the Golden House, I just used wallpaper. It's up to you. I was just giving you an alternative. It's getting a bit dark. Actually, the cooker it's like it's actually too far back now. I can't seem to win with this at the moment. But there we go. It's not too bad. At least it's straight. It is just a matter sometimes of trial and error. If you want to put a sink in, do it the same way. And for the handles, I use these enclave lights. If you don't have these, you could use the Greek letter set. If you haven't found this in a player vendor yet, you can get it from doing Biv's quests. If you go to any railway station, railroad station if you're in America, you will find a poster for a house party. If you do that quest line, this is one of the rewards you can get. You could also use, like I showed you at the beginning, these little punctuation, these little dashes on the pink light set. But as I said, very budget intensive on the lights. Depends how big your kitchen is. So there you have terminal kitchen number 2. So I hope that all made sense, and I hope you have fun building kitchens. Obviously you could do this with any colour terminal. So that is all from me today. Thank you for watching.